Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 2 a.m., walking barefoot in the dark, just to use the bathroom again? You're not alone. Uncle Joe from Chicago has been there. So has Aunt Linda, who even replaced her alarm clock 4 times, thinking it was broken. But it was her body waking her up, not the buzzer. I'm Dr. Lisa Thompson, and today I'd like to walk with you on a journey that's quiet but powerful. We're going to explore why so many of us wake up several times each night to urinate. And more importantly, what we can do about it. Many people assume this is just part of growing older. But here's the truth. Waking up multiple times at night to pee is not a normal part of aging. It's called Nocturia, and it's often a sign that something in your daily routine, your dinner time, your hydration habits, even your bedroom temperature, may be out of sync with your body's natural rhythm. The good news? Over 80% of Nocturia cases have nothing to do with illness. They're caused by small habits, and these can be gently changed, naturally, without medication. Because once we restore balance, something magical happens. You begin to sleep deeply again. You wake up feeling lighter, stronger, and more like yourself. So if you've been blaming age for those restless nights, stay with me. You may just find the answers you've been missing for years. Let me ask you something personal but important. Do you find yourself waking up again and again at night just to use the bathroom? If so, I want to tell you about someone who's been in your shoes. Her name is Aunt Linda. She's 72 and lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. For years, she woke up 4, sometimes 5 times a night. She avoided water after 9 p.m. She tried cutting out salty foods, even considered bladder medication. Nothing worked. She once joked, "I feel like a night guard, watching over my own bladder instead of sleeping." It wasn't until she spoke with her doctor that the real cause revealed itself. It was the comforting cup of chamomile tea she sipped before bed. That, along with her bowl of dal soup and a few slices of watermelon after dinner, were quietly filling her bladder without her even realizing it. You see, in many cultures, we associate warmth and hydration with comfort. And they are, just not right before sleep. When you consume watery foods or drinks too close to bedtime, your body doesn't have enough time to regulate fluids. As a result, your kidneys keep working overtime, all night long. But when Aunt Linda made one small change, stopping all liquids and water-rich foods at least 3 hours before bed, everything shifted. Within just 2 weeks, she was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. There's even science behind it. Limiting fluids in the evening helps your body release vasopressin, a natural hormone that slows urine production at night. It's your body's way of saying, "Rest now, repair." Now, of course, if you have diabetes or take medications that make you thirsty, speak to your doctor first. And if you get thirsty at night, keep a small bottle near your bed, but only use it if you truly need it. Because sometimes, it's not about drinking less, it's about drinking smarter. And as Aunt Linda says now with a big smile, "That one skipped cup of tea gave me back 10 years of restful mornings." What would one small change give you? Let me tell you about Michael, a 68-year-old grandfather from San Diego who loved his peaceful evening routine. Every night at 8:30 p.m., he'd enjoy a light dinner with his wife, usually something simple and fresh. Afterward, they'd sip green tea while chatting quietly before bed. It sounded harmless. In fact, it sounded ideal. But Michael was waking up 3 times a night to use the bathroom. At 1 a.m., 3:30 a.m., and again at 5:30. He thought, maybe this is just what happens when you get older. But here's the truth. It wasn't age. It was the timing and content of his evening meal. You see, many healthy foods we enjoy, like cucumbers, watermelon, celery, even chocolate, coffee, and green tea are natural diuretics. That means they gently stimulate your kidneys and bladder. When eaten or sipped after 4 p.m., they can push your system into overdrive while you're trying to sleep. After speaking with his doctor, Michael made 2 simple changes. He moved his dinner to 6 p.m., and he avoided diuretic foods and drinks after 4 p.m. Within just 10 days, he was waking only once per night. And by the 3rd week, he slept 6 full hours straight, something he hadn't done in years. Even better, he noticed unexpected benefits, improved digestion, fewer episodes of reflux, and he started waking up in a lighter mood, feeling sharper and more present during the day. Sometimes it's not what you eat, but when you eat it. And for Michael, that one small shift brought back something priceless, the peace of a full night's rest. What time is your last meal? Let me ask you something simple. Do you ever go to the bathroom right before bed? Not because you need to, but just in case. It's a habit that's been passed down for generations. Many of us were taught that emptying the bladder before sleep is smart, even necessary. And it seems harmless, right? That's exactly what Grandma Rose believed. She's 74 and lives in Asheville, North Carolina with her granddaughter. Every night before bed, she would sip a warm glass of milk, read a few pages from her devotional book, and head to the bathroom, just to be safe. She never felt the urge, but she did it anyway, thinking it would help her sleep through the night. And yet, night after night, she still woke up, sometimes 3 times, with that familiar nagging feeling to pee. It left her groggy, exhausted, and confused. Until one day, she spoke with Dr. Daniel Moore, a respected urologist from Boston. And what he told her changed everything. He explained that our bladder is like a muscle, and like any muscle, it can be trained. By emptying it too frequently, especially without a full urge, we're teaching the bladder to become overly sensitive. Instead of holding 300 to 500 milliliters, its natural capacity, it starts sounding the alarm at just 100 or 150 milliliters. That means even a small amount of fluid can wake you up. And once this cycle begins, it's hard to break, unless you retrain it. So that's exactly what Grandma Rose did. With her doctor's guidance, she followed what's called the true urge principle. Only go to the bathroom when your body truly signals the need, not out of habit or anxiety. At first, it wasn't easy. She had to wait a little longer before heading to the toilet. Sometimes she'd read a few more pages or do light breathing exercises. But slowly, her bladder adapted, and after a couple of weeks, she was sleeping 5 to 6 hours without waking up, something she hadn't experienced in years. She later said with a laugh, "I never realized I was creating my own problem. Now I trust my body again. I wake up energized, like I did decades ago." Of course, if you're taking diuretics or have a medical condition, speak to your doctor before changing anything. And if mobility is a concern, it's okay to keep a water bottle or small flashlight nearby. But the key is, don't act on the habit. Wait for the real signal, because sometimes one small shift in mindset is all it takes to bring back the kind of sleep that feels like a gift. So tonight, ask yourself, do I really need to go, or am I just trying to be safe?
Have you ever thought that the way you sleep, the actual position of your body, might be the reason you're waking up at night? Let me introduce you to Mr. Walter Jenkins, a retired math teacher from Austin, Texas. For over 30 years, he had a habit of sleeping on his stomach. He believed it helped calm his heartbeat. But night after night, he kept waking up, not from dreams, but from the need to pee. He assumed it was just his age catching up to him. But when the nightly wake-ups became exhausting, he finally consulted a sleep specialist. And what he learned surprised him. Sleeping on your stomach, or in any position that puts pressure on your abdomen, can silently press against your bladder. This creates a false signal, telling your body to wake up even when your bladder isn't full. And it doesn't stop there. If your pillow is too high or too flat, it can affect blood flow. Poor circulation during the day leads to fluid pooling in your legs, which then redistributes at night, sending your kidneys into overdrive just when your body is trying to rest. So, Mr. Jenkins made a change. He began sleeping on his left side, placed a pillow between his knees, and used a properly sized head pillow to keep his neck aligned with his spine. The result? Within 2 weeks, he was sleeping 5 to 6 uninterrupted hours every night. His back pain eased, his mornings felt lighter, and most of all, he finally felt rested. Science backs this up. Sleeping on your left side not only eases pressure on the bladder, but also supports digestion, spinal alignment, and circulation. Sometimes, it's not your age, your bladder, or your water intake. Sometimes, it's just how you lie down. So tonight, before you drift off, take a moment to notice your posture. A small shift in the way you rest could unlock the peaceful sleep you've been longing for.
Now let me ask you a question you might not expect. Have you ever considered that your pajamas, or even the air in your bedroom, could be the reason you keep waking up at night? Let me tell you about Mrs. Carol Evans, a 69-year-old retired schoolteacher from Tampa, Florida. For years, she believed staying warm at night was essential for good sleep. She wore thick flannel pajamas, kept her bedroom windows closed tight, and didn't use a fan, even in the summer. And yet, every night, she woke up 4 to 5 times, drenched in sweat, restless, tired. At first, she thought it was just menopause or part of aging. But when nothing helped, she visited a sleep clinic. What she learned was both surprising and simple. You see, when the body overheats during sleep, it triggers a hidden chain reaction. Your blood circulation increases to help cool you down. That sends more blood and more fluid through your kidneys. And what happens next? You guessed it. Your bladder fills faster and wakes you up. But here's the good news. The solution doesn't involve medication or expensive gadgets. Mrs. Carroll made 3 small changes. She switched to light, breathable cotton sleepwear. She opened her bedroom window slightly to let in fresh air, and she placed a small fan near her bed for gentle airflow. Within 1 week, her night wakings were cut in half. By the 3rd week, she was sleeping through the night, something she hadn't done in years. And in her words, "I always blamed my age. Turns out it was just my pajamas and the heat." Experts recommend keeping your bedroom around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius for the deepest, most restorative sleep. Choose loose, breathable fabrics like cotton or linen. And if you get chilly, try light layering instead of trapping heat under thick blankets. Because sometimes, the smallest, most overlooked things, like the air you breathe or the fabric on your skin, can make the biggest difference in your rest. So tonight, take a moment. Is your sleepwear helping your body relax or working against it? So maybe it wasn't just age. Maybe your bladder isn't weaker than it used to be. Maybe it's simply been reacting to habits that, until now, went unnoticed. Tonight we've walked through 5 small but powerful changes. From how you hydrate, when you eat, how you sleep, and even what you wear to bed. And while each of them might seem minor on their own, together they can completely transform your nights. Across America, from Chicago to Tampa to small towns in between, thousands of older adults are rediscovering what it feels like to sleep deeply again. Not because of medicine, but because they gave their bodies the right conditions to rest, recover, and reset. So I ask you, which part of today's video resonated most with you? Was it the late-night tea, the warm pajamas, the habit of going just in case? Let us know in the comments, or if you're not sure where to start, simply type the word hope. That one word tells us you're still holding on to the possibility of better sleep and a better tomorrow. And if someone you love, a parent, a spouse, a friend, is silently struggling to sleep, please share this video with them. You never know what small change might give them back a full night's rest. You've spent your whole life taking care of others. Now, let's take a moment to take care of you. If this video helped you in any way, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. It truly helps us reach more people who need rest and hope. Sleep well tonight, my friend, and I'll see you in the next video.